From today's TMJ4.
This is breaking news now.
That breaking news, a disturbing discovery near a Milwaukee elementary school. Police say 2 people came upon human remains. Hello, I'm Katie Crowther. Thanks for joining us this evening. Investigators have blocked off Fletcher Elementary School near 96th and Allen on the city's far west side. The medical examiner is now on scene. So is our own Jonah Kaplan. Jonah, what do we know so far?
Well, we just spoke with the chief inspector here. We know that the remains appear to be of an adult woman, and police even believe that they've been here potentially for a long time. And you see where we are. This is Fletcher Elementary School right here. The police tape right in front of basically the place where recess would be. And as we come to the other side, look at all the police vehicles that are still here at this hour. They've been here for a long time, since 1 o'clock this afternoon. We understand from investigators that 2 hikers looking for deer antlers found the remains near a trail. A full forensic evidence team quickly followed to examine the bones and the full skeleton and what was found with it.
Our investigation, as you are aware, is ongoing. We're looking into every avenue, and of course we'll have to wait for the forensic evaluation from the medical examiner's office to determine exactly who this individual might be.
As you can see, there is a bulldozer right there. This is a construction site. We just found out from police as well, this is supposed to be a youth football field, potentially either for the elementary school or the YMCA, which is just down the street. Now, coming up tonight at 10, a lot of this has been happening in front of the families here on a Sunday afternoon. We find out what scares those families the most. Again, that's tonight on Live at 10. We are live here on the city's northwest side. Jonah Kaplan, today's TMJ4.
All right, thanks for that report, Jonah. Milwaukee police also trying to figure out what led to the shooting of a man and woman in an apartment near Green Bay Road in Capitol. The 33-year-old man died from his injuries. The 26-year-old woman survived. No word on whether this was a domestic dispute or if police are looking for suspects. A man is behind bars in Sheboygan County after an explosion at his home yesterday. Investigators say what they found inside was alarming. Materials to make explosives, including unknown chemicals, were recovered from the home in the village of Waldo. Some neighbors had to be evacuated. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Bomb Squad and federal investigators searched the home. The man arrested is currently on parole for a 2008 criminal case where he was convicted of possession of improvised explosives. At least 4 people at the same church service in Watertown this morning were rushed to the hospital, and the church was evacuated. Yona Gavino is live in the newsroom now. Yona, what happened there?
Well, right now, Katie, officials are still working to pinpoint what exactly caused this evacuation at the church. Around 250 worshipers were halfway through service at St. John's Lutheran Church when some members started feeling sick.
We're just sad because our service was cut short, and then the late service was totally canceled with a special choir.
Authorities say 2 members and 2 choir members reported feeling faint.
Lakeside Lutheran High School, the choir was singing in our service today, and some of them just became ill, and which is not unusual. I guess sometimes choir members can do that with their robes on and lock knees and become faint.
The church cleared out as a precaution. The health department, gas company, and firefighters worked to investigate the source of sickness.
Check for methane gas in case there was some kind of a sewer situation. Nothing.
Whatever it was, no one smelled it, saw it, or noticed any kind of issue inside.
We cannot detect any levels of anything, really. So we're not sure what the issue is yet, but we're going to take all precautions that we can.
The next step is to do air monitoring, and for now, the building remains closed up. And there's a service next Wednesday. The pastor says right now it's still too soon to know if they'll get the all clear for that. Live in the newsroom, Yona Gavino, today's TMJ4.
Thanks, Yona. We're learning that 2 Kenosha County women were killed in a car crash in Illinois. 22-year-old Alexis Thompson of Kenosha and 34-year-old Dawn Eiler of Salem did not survive their injuries. The Lake County Sheriff's Office says Eiler crashed into a car, then went over the median into oncoming traffic and struck another car. It happened on Friday. Everyone else in those other cars survived. New information coming in today on the man who police say went on a deadly shooting rampage in western Michigan late last night. As Dan Sheneman reports, the suspect is an Uber driver who terrorized various neighborhoods in just a matter of hours.
The first shots were fired just before 6 o'clock Saturday night in the parking lot of an apartment complex. The gunman shot a mother who was with her 3 children. She's in serious condition. About 4 hours later, and 15 miles away, shots were fired at a car dealership. 18-year-old Tyler Smith and his father killed.
It looks like is we have somebody just driving around, finding people and shooting them dead in their tracks.
15 minutes later, more shots, this time at a popular restaurant.
Priority to 5581 South 9th Street, 5581 South 9th Street at the Cracker Barrel. Shots fired.
5 more victims, 4 more dead. A 14-year-old girl reported to be killed, survived, rushed into surgery after she squeezed her mother's hand. She's in critical condition. In all, the shooter had 8 victims. 6 were killed. About 7 hours after the first shots were fired, police arrested 45-year-old Jason Dalton without incident. Authorities found a gun and other evidence inside his car. Dalton is an Uber driver who authorities say has ties to the community. His neighbors say he was a normal, working family guy.
I would have never suspected anything like that.
What connects the alleged gunman, the locations, and the victims? Police say nothing.
The randomness of this is hard to deal with, and that's one of the most frightening things about it.
Authorities have searched Dalton's home as they're trying to find out why one man may have taken so many lives. Dan Sheneman, NBC News.
Such a sad story. To cheer us up, though, let's check in with always smiling Scott Steele, who has a look at what we can expect from Mother Nature going into the week ahead. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Katie. Good to see you and all of you at home as well. Thanks for sticking with us. And we had just a great day. As much sunshine as we saw yesterday, we saw as much cloudiness today. Here's a live look from our Waukesha Tower Cam 94 at the bottom of your screen. We're looking to the northwest toward Pewaukee, and that cloudiness is going to persist and be with us at least through the start of the work week. Your weather word is blanket. The clouds are going to continue to fill the sky as a blanket, and 33 degrees outside right now, so chillier than we were yesterday. But the high temperature today in the upper 30s, not too far from this, actually came at midnight last night. Northeasterly breeze at 7 miles an hour. If you're going to be out in the town tonight, expect to see the cloudy skies and mild temperatures remaining generally in the 30s. We'll talk about a little bit of light snow that's a potential around here, when that could happen in your Storm Team forecast coming up.
All right, thanks, Scott. Attention all local foodies. It's the perfect time to try out some of the best restaurants in Kenosha for a fraction of the cost. Julia Fellow has a look at what's on the menu for Downtown Kenosha Restaurant Week.
If you're tired of going to the same old restaurants with your family, you may want to head down to Kenosha. For 9 days, they're offering affordable eats, hoping you'll discover what the city has to offer. Out-of-towners get the hint Frank's Diner is a Kenosha staple as soon as they walk through the doors.
How's everybody enjoying Restaurant Week in Kenosha?
It is a zoo.
Got it.
Especially on weekends, and even more thanks to Restaurant Week. Kevin Irvin and his wife appreciate how this week helps spotlight their food.
Last year, I think we did a 20% increase in Restaurant Week.
And 20 other restaurants.
I talked to other members. Some of them had their best day ever in February, you know. It's a tough month for restaurants.
The goal is for people all over southeast Wisconsin to get deals on meals and explore the museums, electric streetcar, and beautiful lakefront.
We've got galleries, we've got indoor market on Saturdays. There's so many things happening on this beautiful gem on the lakeshore that's just 30 minutes south of the airport.
Giving Teresa Dabrowski's family an extra reason to come down from West Dallas next weekend.
It's a nice day trip and you get to have a good meal. Fills you up all day.
Each restaurant has a unique set of offerings, starting with a $10 breakfast to $20 to $30 dinners. We have all that information for you at TMJ4.com. Reporting in Kenosha, Julia Fellow, today's TMJ4.
All right, great event. Thanks, Julia. Downtown Kenosha Restaurant Week runs through next Sunday. Coming up on Live at 5, the real test that's quickly approaching for the presidential candidates, and the aftermath of a powerful cyclone that hit Fiji, the deadly force that made that storm a record breaker. Welcome back. More news now. The death toll rising in Fiji as emergency crews assess the damage from the record-breaking cyclone that hit the island. 6 people are dead. Hundreds of homes are destroyed. There's no electricity and debris is everywhere. The cyclone generated winds of 180 miles per hour. Decision 2016 coverage now. Frontrunners Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are celebrating big wins this weekend. But as Jennifer Johnson explains, the true test could come in March March, when more than 24 states will hold primaries or caucuses.
Fresh off his big win in South Carolina,
we had such an amazing victory yesterday, incredible.
Donald Trump campaigned Sunday in Georgia, a Super Tuesday state. Trump beat second and third place finishers Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz by a substantial 10% margin. The often brash businessman now says he needs to start acting more like a commander-in-chief.
Yeah, I think I'll be very presidential at the appropriate time. Right now, I'm fighting for my life.
Rubio says GOP voters have to be careful.
The consequences are extraordinary if we get this election wrong. And Republicans need to nominate someone who's going to unify the party, who's going to grow the party, and who's going to win this election.
Ted Cruz, who came in a close third, is not concerned.
Our game plan from day one was do well in the first 4 states and consolidate conservatives to go forward into Super Tuesday. I think we're positioned ideally to do exactly that.
After a poor showing in South Carolina, Jeb Bush has ended his presidential campaign.
Thank you so much.
In Nevada, Hillary Clinton won the Democratic caucuses. Clinton and Bernie Sanders square off next Saturday in South Carolina's Democratic primary. Sanders campaigned in that state Sunday.
I look forward to just seeing what they have to say in this last upcoming week.
Clinton says she knows she still has a trust issue with many voters. Jennifer Johnson, NBC News, Washington.
Still ahead on Live at 5, Stocksdale tells us who could see snow this week and times out when wet weather hits. Plus, a doggone good time at the Admirals game. Why man's best friend got in on some hockey action today. Take a look at this. Admirals fans got to bring their 4-legged friends to the game today. Tickets for dogs were just $2. $1 from each dog ticket goes to the Waukesha Humane Society. The dogs seem to love hockey because it's a rough sport. Get it? See what I did there, Scott?
I see that, Katie.
I'll leave the jokes to you. The temperature outside feels like it's falling fast.
Well, you know, do you know what they had for dessert there? They offered?
Here we go. I can't think. Bring it on.
They offered popsicles.
Nice.
You know why the goalie calls his dog Frost?
Why?
Because Frost bites.
Nice.
Welcome to the Weather Center, everybody. Not much worry for frostbite out there. We've had very mild air. A couple days in the 50s today, not quite so warm. Our high temperature actually coming at midnight last night. Flirting with 40, but we've fallen in most of the day in the middle 30s, and a blanket of clouds to boot after yesterday's beautiful sunshine. As we look at our downtown tower cam, continued cloudy topping your weather headlines. A seasonal stretch of weather through much of the upcoming work week before we have a downturn in temperatures. And get ready as a huge storm passes down to our south. Looks like by midweek we could turn quite windy by Wednesday. Our temperatures outside right now, what a difference a day makes. Cliche but true. We're at freezing right now in Waukesha and also West Bend. For you fine folks in Fondy, 33 degrees, 34 in Beaver Dam, 35 in Watertown. We're hovering at 33 degrees in Milwaukee, 34 in Racine, and 35 in Kenosha. Look at this. We are 10 to 20 degrees colder right now compared to where we were yesterday at this time. One of the big reasons that northerly breeze is going to continue shifting to more of an east and southeasterly direction as we go through the day tomorrow. Could contribute to a few snow showers that pop up second half of the day. We'll show you that in a moment. Meantime, big contrast in temperatures across the north central part of the U.S. 20 in the nation's icebox, International Falls, Minnesota, but double nickels in St. Louis. Right here where we are in southern Wisconsin and to the east and west, kind of the middle of the road. We're going to be seasonal for the next several days. Satellite and radar combination showing an abundance of gray skies around here. Disturbance passing on down to our south, leading to the northeasterly breezes. A little trough up to our north will continue rotating towards southern Wisconsin. So more gray is on the way and perhaps a few flurries and snow showers as well. Across our area right now, that blanket of cloudiness persists, and future forecast shows we'll continue to see a lot of cloudiness through the night tonight. I'm going to pause it right here. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll start to see a few little snow showers popping up and flurries, nothing more than perhaps a dusting as we head through the evening commute. So your storm team forecast for tonight, we'll just call it a cloudy and mild with a few flurries, maybe a pop-up snow shower, but again, that would be later and not a big deal, down to 28 degrees. For tomorrow, we kick off the new work week with gray skies. It's still going to be seasonal, mid-30s, a few flurries and snow showers as we saw on future forecast. That would come in the second half of the day. Here comes your Storm Team 4 7-day forecast. Then we get a break in the action on Tuesday with some sunshine, a brief bump up to 40 wonderful degrees. We have a downturn in temperatures through the rest of the week. Wednesday not looking bad. I think we're going to see perhaps some snow developing in the afternoon and then turning quite windy Wednesday into Thursday. And that wind will draw in much colder air by next weekend. Instead of the 50s, about half that in the 20s, Katie.
Change is coming. Thanks.
It is.
Well, up next in sports, how local NASCAR star Matt Kenseth fared at the Daytona 500 today and what made it the closest finish in Daytona history. Rod Burks is coming up.
NASCAR kicking off the new season today with the 58th running of the Daytona 500. Chase Elliott riding in the pole position. Let's get you to the track for some speed. Elliott's day wouldn't last long. On lap 19, he would get loose and spin out and hit the infield wreck in the front end of his car, so his day was done early. There's the hometown guy right there, Matt Kenseth, running second in the race and looking good in his car 20, but a caution flag would come out. Kenseth would make a pit stop with his crew, but when he tried to get out, he would get blocked and fall back. But he would later make some moves. There he is in the lead with 37 laps to go in the race, back on track. How about this? One of the favorites, Dale Jr., would run into some trouble trying to make a move. He would spin out and hit the wall with 30 laps to go, so he would be done for the day. Action on the last lap. Coming up, Kenseth is in the lead, but Denny Hamlin makes a move outside. Matt tries to block him. Hamlin squeezes through the inside, so it's Hamlin and Martin Truex Jr. for the checkered flag. Hamlin would go on and win the Daytona 500 in a photo finish over Martin Truex Jr. in the closest finish ever in Daytona. It looks like he beat him by about 4 inches. Kenseth ended up 14th. Here's the winner.
This was a team victory. My teammates did an amazing job all day, working together. All the Toyotas. This is a proud moment for everyone at Toyota. FedEx, on my 11th try, getting the Daytona 500. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. I don't know what happened. I can't even figure out what I did, but it all just came together. I got the push, obviously, from the 4, but this wouldn't be possible if this wasn't Toyotas sticking together all race long.
What a win for him. Now we head down to Brewer Spring Training today in sunny Arizona. There's Will Smith working out on the mound for the crew. Also, Jeremy Jeffress getting in some work. The big news coming out today is that Ryan Braun is going to make the move from right field to left field. Here's Craig Counsell on that.
Ryan's obviously played left field a bunch. And so, you know, we've kind of had a conversation about it from time to time. And I think he's kind of open to doing what's always best, so however our personnel kind of fits. And so he you know, that's how he treated it, and he was open to it.
The Wisconsin Badgers are back in action tonight, hosting Illinois at the Kohl Center. I'll have highlights of that game for you tonight at 10. The other team in Wisconsin, the Milwaukee Panthers, got their 17th win of the season yesterday when they dominated Cleveland State 88-54 at home. Matt Tybee had 16 points and 7 rebounds in the win. The Panthers were 11 of 26 from downtown on Saturday. They'll host Youngstown State on Monday night. Folks, if you missed last night's Bucks game in Atlanta, you missed a dandy of a game. Milwaukee ended up beating the Hawks in double overtime, 117-109 on Saturday night. Jabari Parker showed why he was the number 2 pick in the draft, pouring in 28 points and grabbing a team high 13 rebounds in 51 minutes of action. Michael Carter-Williams played big in the second overtime, scoring on 3 straight possessions. He ended up with 17 points. The Bucks are hosting Kobe Bryant and the Lakers on Monday night. Here's head coach Jason Kidd after last night's huge win.
Well, it was a big character game for the whole team, playing a very talented team in Atlanta and going to double overtime. For a young team, I thought we kept our composure. Guys all stepped up. Everybody played a lot of minutes. I know those guys are tired in there, but they stayed the course, and Michael was great down the stretch.
What a win for them. That's sports. We're back after the break.
Tonight's estimated jackpot for the Badger 5 lottery is $10,000. And here are last night's winning Powerball numbers: 11, 12, 15, 16, 54. The Powerball is 25. The Power Play is 5. How will it be tonight?
Yes, our Power Play will be in the 30s tonight. Right, I don't know, that's not much power.
I liked it.
Yeah, the 50s was more the power play as we had the last couple of days. 30s tonight, lots of clouds. I expect we're going to remain mild tomorrow.
All right, thanks for joining us on Live at 5. We hope to see you back here at 10. NBC Nightly News is coming up next.